Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Super 7 Reaction Plus GI Joe, Pythona, and yes, you're probably saying, once again, really another Super 7 Reaction Plus, what's going on? And Cobra La, I don't know, I saw it at Target, along with the Articulation, and I'm like, you know what? I have the other Cobra La. Let's do that. Let's see if I can fix my Globulus. And it turns out I no longer have Nemesis Immortal or Nemesis Enforcer. I have the Royal Guard. So now I got to figure out a way to pick that up. But anyway, we're going to take a look at her. And here we can see GI Joe. We see Cobra the enemy. And then we have Pythona, Cobra La Emissary. Yeah, I don't know. But we can see her here with her little, her diamond. Here we can see the actual figure. She has the big ponytail or whatever that is coming out. She has some sort of soft goods to it. It does have the white border, which I know everyone likes, including myself. It gives you that feel of G.I. Joe. On the back, you have the wonderful cross cell, which I really do like. It is on top the way that it should be, and then you have a file card that is not just 5L. It is a real file card, so you can pause it, look at it. But anyway, let's get into this. I'm excited just to kind of get her opened. You know my feelings on the Reaction Plus. I think Super 7 could do better. I think Super 7 chooses not to do better. But we're going to take a look at this, and I don't know, maybe it's going to fit with these other figures. But before we do, if you like this type of content, want to drop a Super 7 Reaction Plus GI Joe, take a second, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, and hit that subscribe. I don't know. I totally forgot. Lost my train of thought. But let's look at this. All right, so here she is, Pythona out of the plastic prison, and we'll first take a look at the diamond or ruby that she comes with. This could be used with your classified one or whatever you want. It actually looks more like a hat from this point. Very interesting, just the way the composition is and the plastics that they did. So pretty cool. It is translucent, so you can, look at that. You can see Serpentor right through there, Globulus. All right. Pythona, I know this was a figure a lot of people have been waiting for, and Super 7 gave a version to us. So, we'll look at her, look at her face sculpt. Now she has the earrings, nice paint on her lips there. Her eyes look like, I guess, cobras or snakes. She's got that nice paint around her eyes, the eyebrow, her other tattoos or whatever they're at. Her ears look good, and then she has her Tompo hair, and it does spin, so at least you can move it a little bit. You can see the design, so they gave you just some texture through it. As we get down to her body, now this is not a figure you could really do another mold of, other than redoing her. So when you actually feel it, there is texture to it. All right, so that's how her suit is supposed to look, or whatever it is that she is wearing. All right, but it just has two different paint. You have the major pink, and then you have the darker pink right in there. She has this cape, which is, it's not the vinyl cape like we had with the original Star Wars, like Darth Vader and Ben, but it's, I don't know. I don't think it's going to last very long, but it is shiny on the inside, and then you have the black. It's still shiny on the outside, I guess, and it does flip up and down if need be. You look at her arms, very thin. Look at that split. I mean, the QC of these and just the quality of this is just so much is left to be desired. But you can see the split right there. Again, the design, I guess, is fine. Again, still too thin. There's no, like, muscular, no, muscles on it at all. You get down to her hand, you kind of got the little suit that kind of carves in like that. And then they did try and give her some fingernails. All right? As it goes down, you have your regular waist, your crotch, and all the way down here to where she has some, like, little footies on. She does have the peg for stands if you need to. Super 7 in China. As for articulation, she does have a neck that moves. Now, again, I was very disappointed in the early Super 7s that I had. I'm glad that they fixed this, so the neck is actually able to articulate. I think that's actually good. And it doesn't have, again, I like this because I didn't even notice it. So that's actually pretty good. So her neck can kind of move back and forth and go up and down, side to side. She's going to get a T-pose. She has the swivel right there. She has just over a 90-degree bend. Now this is a problem, and I noticed this on Destro, and I actually noticed this before on other figures that they have, is that the elbow should stop. Like, this is a design flaw. This isn't a QC issue. This is a design flaw. Destro, his hyperextends also. No figure should do that. There's absolutely no reason unless if that is what the character does in the comic or the TV show. So why they can't figure that this shouldn't do it, this just tells me that they don't put a lot of care into their stuff, a lot of design. It's very disappointing. All right, she has the O-ring, so she's going to move around. The O-ring is that right there. It's a rubber band. She does have a decent Jean-Claude Van Damme, but for the most part, these ones you want to know if you can actually seat them, and you can. And then she has a 90-degree leg bend there, or knee bend. But this here, like, this is, I mean, that's unacceptable. There's no reason why that should be designed like that, but they do. Super 7 now has licenses and stuff that, in all honesty, they probably shouldn't, unless if they say, hey, you need to fix your quality. As for standing her, it doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult to stand her. Now she has this, and on the card art here, she is like holding it. Now she can't hold it because they don't give wrist articulation. All right, if they give wrist articulation, they could give a second hand where she's actually, you know, has an open hand where she can hold it. So you better get some sticky tack if you want her to really hold it. I mean, maybe that's why her wrist is so bad. I mean, yeah. I guess you can make her hold it. Just don't walk by too fast and don't let wind blow against it. But the design is decent, other than, again, you're just giving me, and I mean straight arms. I'm not talking about the straight arm bend here. It's just, there's no detail to it. They put the detail here, but no muscularity. And Joe's always had muscularity. I mean, look at this globulus here, right? Muscularity inside of it. You know, Serpentor here, right? Muscularity in it. They don't even try, and it's very disappointing. You can see how little they care about putting design into these figures. And at $21 a pop, now, of course, they've gone up in price. It's disappointing that we're buying these because we're like, hey, I like this figure to be put into my display. These are figures I've never had before. They've never created. But this is what we're going to get. And because Hasbro isn't making their own, and they're not making Super 7 stand up to a higher quality, this is what you're going to get. So anyway, that's all I really have to say on this figure, Pythona. I think it's time to wrap it up. All right, so there you go. That is the Super 7 Reaction Plus Pythona, the GI Joe. And I know people are going to say, you know, you've done a few of these, you've complained about them, why do you still buy them? Well, I still buy them because I like some of them for my display. I think some of them work. They're characters and figures that we've never had before. It doesn't change the fact that the quality is absolutely subpar, right? It fits for Super 7, right? They could do better than this. There are other much smaller companies. Delta 17, they come to mind. Two friends of mine doing it, right? Pick up a Delta 17, $25, again, only $3 more, a small little company, and they do way better quality than this, give you more accessories, better paint apps than a company like Super 7, who anyone can say, hey, you know what? They have financial problems. They have financial problems because of how they've mismanaged all their product. That's why you see it blown out all the time. But I want stuff like this to represent in my GI Joe in the O-ring room, right? So what do? You either walk away, which I have done with many of them, or every now and then you see one and you go, I know it's going to have flaws, but for what I want it for, it's going to work. If I was a full-on 1/18 scale O-ring guy for GI Joe, I'd be so disappointed in what we get. That's just me. You might like it, and if you do, that's awesome. But I'm going to wrap this up. You stayed this long, please take a second. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Super 7 Reaction Plus. Now, don't go anywhere. You might be like, hey, I saw that Destro. Did you review it? Well, it's right up here. And down here will be another playlist of things that I'm sure you really like for GI Joe. Take care.